Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, interwebs, and the world, we're doing things a little differently around here this week. Game Chat featuring Tom and Lucas is now just Lucas and a new co-host in what is that? The Keyblade Mickey Mouse I'm looking at right now?
That's King Mickey, bro. That's
Say
that's
hi, Mickey.
he's a Keyblade master.
I wouldn't know because I don't play bad video games.
I was gonna do the Mickey Mouse voice, but I can't do that. I can't do that right now. Hello, internet. What's good? I'm mobile today. My PC went kaput. It's
My
sad.
computer issues have unfortunately been passed on to Mr. Hubbard, and he is without computer for the next couple of weeks, it seems.
Yeah, it's a very sad story how my PC keeps breaking. I don't know what's wrong with it. The good folks at Micro Center in St. Louis Park, Minnesota, also can't really determine what's wrong with it. This might be my fifth or sixth motherboard that I'll be hitting now at this point. So, you know, we continue to have technical issues, but thankfully, I am covered by a Micro Center 2-year protection plan that basically covers every component in my computer so that when this inevitably happens again, I imagine, I can just walk into the shop with my whole ass computer in the box, drop it on the desk, and be like, hey, swap that out for me, would you? Let me know when you're done. I'll come back and get it. And it beats me having to buy a new motherboard every time. So we're living life. We're podcasting with every tool at our disposal. If anything, this is a lesson for aspiring podcasters out there. You know, us here at What Do You Mean Productions use every tool at our disposal. We're very resourceful and we keep that content coming for you beautiful people, don't we?
Yeah, we won't let a teeny little problem like no computer stop us.
No, no. You can do things on your phone. Trust me, if like 15-year-olds can like live their life on their phone, why can't we podcast from ours? You know?
Yeah, phones are pretty incredible tools. A lot of things can be done on there, such as you can now play Fortnite Mobile for free. And Tom, I know I skipped over some things. We're gonna come back to that, but I had to take the opportunity to make that fine ass transition into the opening news story for this week, and then we'll double back.
So elaborate on this news story because I think you like got the headline slightly wrong. Because I think I heard about this one.
So, if you have Xbox Cloud Gaming and you are a member with an account, you can
Oh, that's
play
how it's
Fortnite
bad.
for free on your mobile device.
No, on your iPhone. That's the whole thing. Fortnite Mobile is a thing, but if you remember, as we covered in one of our previous episodes, during the whole big ass lawsuit with Fortnite and Apple, where just a ton of gaming secrets got revealed to the world. The whole big deal was Fortnite got booted from the App Store. It's still Fortnite Mobile is still a thing you can do on Android phones. They've had tournaments and stuff like for Fortnite Mobile at PAX East before. I believe that is how you can probably now play it on an iPhone. Correct me
Yes,
I'm
you
wrong.
can, if you have
xCloud.
the Xbox Cloud Gaming, then you can play it on any, Apple or Android smartphone or tablet for free. That is available as of this week. So,
That's kind of cool that they just like hack their way through it to make it available again. I guess only for Xbox people. Well, anyone can get a Game Pass subscription. You don't necessarily like have to have an Xbox to buy a Game Pass subscription, you know.
that is true.
So another win for Fortnite. They just keep getting the wins. You see, they brought lightsabers back in.
I didn't know that they had them previously, but I did see that
Mhm.
they are in for the next, I believe it's a week and a half.
Facts. I'll have to get some PS5 Fortnite going. I hate
Yeah,
playing with controller though.
I already completed all of the Star Wars objectives.
You're not
So
inviting me.
Well, it was last night at like 1 a.m. Figured you were probably asleep since most people's Friday night is not Tuesday morning or Thursday morning like it is for me.
Are these
So
guys in Fortnite? Is Darth Vader in Fortnite?
he is not. So the special thing they're doing for Fortnite for like the May the 4th celebration is they added Empire checkpoints. There's 3 checkpoints around the map that each have 2 stormtroopers apiece. And the big thing with them is you can buy a like a blaster, or you can do a Empire specific bounty.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's what they have there. Yeah, the lightsabers are just scattered around in like random like loot boxes.
And you can just pick them up
Yeah,
and waste people.
they're pretty good. If you have a fast enough gun though, like you can fuck someone up even if they have a lightsaber. You just can't block all those bullets,
That
which I
makes
guess is
sense.
pretty balanced. Got to make it fair.
Even though Darth Vader's not in Fortnite, I know for a fact this guy's in Fortnite. My boy
Well,
Grogu.
they're doing a whole like special sale on certain Star Wars characters, and Yoda's not one of the characters in the gaming store currently. So
Well, Baby Yoda Grogu is a backpack for the Mandalorian skin. Because I know
yeah,
he's in Fortnite.
they're doing the Boba Fett skin right now. That's the big sale they have going on. I guess you'll have to be a normal gamer like the rest of us and play on console for the rest of the month.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll fuck around and plug in my keyboard and mouse into my PS5 because I know that's a thing you can do. So maybe I'll be a really sweaty Fortnite
That'd be
gamer.
so extra. But I guess yeah, do whatever you want. I know
Yeah,
one of
we'll
the
see.
things you'll be playing, regardless if it's a controller or keyboard or mouse, is going to be Tribes of Midgard because that is one of the games that's coming, or not coming. It's already here. PlayStation Plus dropped 2 days ago on Tuesday,
You're
and
right.
you can
Yeah.
download that bad boy for free.
Oh, I'd actually totally get into that right now. It's a shame. So all I've been playing, because I hit a point where I lost 30,000 runes in Elden Ring, and that made me really, really, really fucking angry. So I have been sitting back on that game for a bit, and I've been playing the shit out of Slay the Spire, which is an amazing roguelike, rogue like. Yes, roguelike, because you don't carry anything over. So roguelike deck building game. Ton of fun. Highly recommend. But I had just started Guardians of the Galaxy on my PC when it decided to go kaput. And that made me really sad. So I haven't really dived into any other games, but I'm totally down to play some Tribes of Midgard with you. That sounds fun, along with some lightsaber Fortnite. But you can find us playing all those games, and you can tell us what you're playing on our Instagram at GameChat_Tom Lucas, where we basically post all the things we do at all times. That's where you'll find information about where you can find this podcast, where you can watch it, when we're streaming and playing games for your enjoyment. Speaking of streaming and playing games, some things that we're going to be streaming for sure are the Xbox Live plus Bethesda Showcase and the Summer Games Fest kickoff that are going to be coming next month, right at the beginning of June. I don't know the date for the Xbox One off the top of my head, but I know for a fact the Summer Games Fest is on June 9th. And I just wanted to transition into that for a bit because we are going to be streaming that live and reacting along with it for sure. Barring the fact if I don't have my PC back by then, that might be a little difficult, but we'll figure it out at that point. But yeah, we're going to be reacting to those things in June along with streaming our content. And you guys will be able to find all that stuff on our Instagram as it's happening when it happens in advance notice. Just like how you're going to be able to get advance notice about our eventual season 3 break. Want to tell them a bit about that, Lucas?
I guess we could tickle the people a little bit with the teaser,
For
but
sure.
we're currently planning on doing a couple more episodes before transitioning to a new season, a new game chat.
Mhm.
Same old Tom and Lucas, but will there be some improvements and upgrades that we can bring to you, and we're excited about that. So, but when we're getting that ready, we'll be on a little bit of a recording hiatus, but we'll still have content coming at you. It just won't be in podcast form.
For sure. And like Lucas said, that will be strictly a podcast break, not necessarily a streaming break, where we will be reacting to those things, as I mentioned, and probably playing some games, I imagine, as well.
Oh, well, we'll be playing games regardless. It's just a matter of if we'll be sharing those games with the people. But yeah, we'll be playing games either way, probably through a non-local variety, which is kind of the way gaming has transitioned. But we wanted to discuss the opposite, and that would be the local variation, because PAX is all about that local gamer setting. You know, you're playing games in person, sharing a TV, sharing a console, and we had so much fun at that event that we started to wonder. Game Chat was thinking, hey man, where's these local games at? Why aren't more people producing or playing? And uh and we wanted to have that as our topic of discussion today on the crisis of local video games, and where we can go from here, how we can maybe get that more prioritized by the developers of the gaming world.
That transition was okay. I'll give you a 6 out of 10.
That's a passing grade.
Sure. Yeah, but folks, long gone are the days where, you'd hang out with friends, like do LAN parties, bring your whole gaming setup to one friend's house to play in their basement on tables, have Smash tournaments and Call of Duty tournaments and all of the fun things that gaming used to really encapsulate before the days of the World Wide Web and, you know, crossplay and
And
online
COVID.
connectivity. Well, COVID for sure too. That just makes, in-person gaming with each other a little far and few between nowadays.
It's a sad thing, because obviously, like, we could play Spiderheck, which was our top PAX East game this year, online when it does drop in full. But there's something about just being there with the three other people, and just being together on the same screen, seeing their reactions in person.
That
Uh, you
couch
know,
competitive, that couch co-op, dude. I used to play Borderlands 1 back in the day in an attic on a little CRT TV on the PS3. Wasn't even using an HDMI at that point. It was using the AV cables. We missed those times for sure, and what got us thinking about it, as Lucas mentioned, was how at PAX a lot of the games, including our top one, Spiderheck, a game by Neverjam, which you should totally check out, available this summer on all platforms. Hashtag not sponsored.
that is not confirmed.
That is confirmed.
The internet just says it's coming this year. The guy
All the
said
developers
summer.
at the the people working the booth at the convention said this game is releasing this summer.
That was one man.
Okay, but he was
I'm just
theming.
saying the internet has it confirmed. I'm not trying to let people down, but it is coming this year.
Well, either way, there's a demo you can play with your friends in a couch co-op
Right
setting
now.
currently on Steam. You can also do it online through Steam Remote Play and stuff, but remote play and things like that are just another way to connect people and give them a simulation of the couch co-op and couch comp experience that we so dearly miss. But yeah, PAX has a lot of demos like these where they're designed for you to walk up, play with a couple friends, doing something together, doing something against each other, all in one setting. It makes those memorable moments that really, really allow you to, encapsulate what gaming is all about at the end of the day, which is the community and the people and the friends you make along the way.
That is that's true, man. Nothing beats friendship.
I mean, for sure. Sora and Mickey would agree with you.
That's kind of what we were thinking about, everybody. PAX really got us missing the old days, and seeing everyone being able to game in a group setting. Even we played that fat Smash squad at the very end, before they kicked us out for a tournament. But
Oh yeah, we did play some Smash.
that was
That's
only
always
a
a good
couple
time.
games, but that brought me back to the good old Eternity House days, where it's just a bunch of us, all playing in the same room, close quarters, and
Oh yeah. Oh
it was a
yeah.
good time. Nice visual transition.
Product placement, baby.
So that's what we were thinking about with the local side of the game, and which is often underutilized by developers and under discussed by the gaming community.
For sure.
So
And it's definitely interesting to think about when you mentioned developers, just about like how prevalent or not is this in modern day gaming, because as we do talk about this, there were quite a lot of demos like this at PAX, and there are still quite a few games that exist nowadays that really thrive in that setting, some being Smash, Mario Kart, a lot of the Nintendo properties, of course. Mario Party is literally designed for it. But where we try to think about examples that really stand out nowadays. And to me, I don't know, it's hard to think of a few. Like, do you have any off the top of your head other than the classic Nintendo ones that are really designed to and encapsulate games like this? I feel more and more we're getting into the days of competitive games, such as first person shooters like Halo, Call of Duty,
mm,
first single player, like third person narrative games. That is the trend by far. Like you can't get away from those no matter how hard you could try. So those obviously are not designed for a multiplayer experience, but the more and more I think about it, the less I tend to see these kinds of games that are coming through. I don't know. What do you think?
yeah, definitely in terms of newer content, the only one I can really think of that is the game itself is popular, but the local multiplayer isn't really, would be Halo Infinite. Just because obviously the older Halo games all had that, so that is available on the newest one. It's just, most people are not gonna get together to do a couch session of Halo Infinite. It's gonna be everybody's getting sweaty, playing on their controllers and or keyboards, and trying to playing that way. But I mean, again, it's available, and that's a major title. It's just I don't think many people are utilizing it that way.
Oh, for sure. And that kind of comes into play, obviously, because that's just a standard of what you need nowadays, especially if you're a multiplayer game. You need to have an online component. That's really the only way you're going to be able to, profit off of it in a major setting. You know what I'm saying? And it brings into question, although we're waxing nostalgic for these kinds of experiences, like the question comes to mind is, should developers and should people even really consider this kind of factor, or have to consider this kind of factor when making multiplayer games? Obviously some of these games lend themselves to that formula better than others, as I've mentioned some of the examples before. But you know like you said with Halo Infinite, like, why does Bungie have to really even consider the couch co-op experience in 2022? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, this is in terms of Halo, you're talking 343.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's not Bungie anymore. Oops.
RIP. I wish it was, but
I got it confused. Bungie makes the bad game now,
oh, wow, coming shots fired
which is
at
also
Destiny.
not designed for couch co-op.
Hey
And I
man,
say
well,
couch co-op as a generally encompassing term of local multiplayer. I'm just That's what comes to mind when I think of
Well, let me ask you this, because in thinking about this topic, the term local multiplayer is not necessarily encapsulating everything. So obviously you have your couch co-op, but when you're talking about local multiplayer, are you thinking more a bunch of people together sharing a screen to play against others online, or are you thinking a bunch of people sharing a screen to play against each other?
It's an experience that you're just playing with the other people.
And
Mhm.
so would it also count if you're all playing with each other and then you're then going against computer generated opponents or like tackling a
I mean, yeah, that's fine. I'm thinking like, I'm harkening back to the times where you and your friends would squat up, get a bunch of pizza, some 2 liters of Coke, and like go chill and play some Ratchet and Clank all for one. One person plays Ratchet, one person plays Clank and Dr. Nefarious and whatnot. And you just have an experience that's designed for 2 to 4 people all playing on the same screen, working together to achieve a goal or fighting against each other. Did you, it's not a popular console by any means in relative to their other successes, but I think of the Wii U, for example. There are
I
quite
am
a
I
lot.
am not familiar.
No, yeah, yeah. Well, so the Wii U was basically just the Wii well, actually no, it was a different piece of hardware, but it was just this little box, and it came with Wiimotes and nunchucks. It was basically the Wii 2, and it had a like it was basically the proto Nintendo Switch. It was just a handheld device with a screen on it. Those would be incorporated into some of the games as well. And I got to look up this game that I can't remember the exact title of. I think it's like the equivalent of Wii U of Wii Play. Oh, it was called Nintendo Land. So there's this one game on the Wii U called Nintendo Land that me and a ton of friends used to go to each other's houses and play this game, where there would be a lot of like 4v1 type modes. Like, for example, there was one where it was like based off of Luigi's Mansion, and the 4 people, there was one ghost on the gamepad who would like be invisible to the other 4 people unless they shined their flashlight, and the other 4 people were in a maze. You had to like either beat the ghost and like weaken his health by shining the flashlight on him, or as the ghost you had to catch all the other players. And those are the types of experiences I'm talking about, the ones that are designed for you all to be in the same room.
Hmm.
You can have
Okay.
AI and stuff like that in there, but this that's the element that has gone away as time goes by. And I don't think that it's necessarily a thing that needs to, I don't know, I'm playing the devil's advocate on this side of it, Lucas, is what I'm trying to say. Gone is that element, and my question is, does it deserve to still be around, or does it have to still be around in 2022?
So if you're taking that angle towards it, I think if developers were to kind of quote unquote bring it back or focus on it, I think they would have to design a game around that specifically and not just use it as an add-on. Because if it's just an available feature, but there's normal online or just a single player experience, those are the things that are gonna get most of the attention and use out of those types of games. So if you're gonna utilize a local multiplayer feature, it would have to be, I think that would have to be kind of the only available way, to experience said game in order to really get people to use it or, want to give it a go. So that could be a route the developers could take if that was something they wanted to do rather than, like in Halo's example, just like, oh yeah, you could play locally, but most people aren't gonna
Mhm,
take that route.
mhm. So let's like So this raises an interesting question. Like part of the question to me is, let's take a look at the history of it, right? And let's just throw it back and start here with the Wii U. You're saying these developers are designing these games that are specifically tailored to, you know, be it a piece of hardware or the game is just centric to that idea of a local multiplayer experience, right? The Wii
Hmm.
U, the Wii U is one of, I can confidently say, one of Nintendo's big misses, right? Nintendo had the Wii, spectacular, one of the highest selling consoles of all time, right? Everybody had a Wii. Everybody and
Hmm.
their mom had a Wii. And then, they were doing great before that, the heydays, the early days, Nintendo, the Game Boys, the Game Cubes, the everything that came before. But after the Wii, they put out this Wii U, my man, and like that was the era of people like questioning, is Nintendo done? Is Nintendo finito? What is this Wii U nonsense that doesn't sell anything and doesn't have any great games? Sure, Smash 4 was on it, but you know where Smash 4 also was? The 3DS. Most people liked Melee better at that point, too. That era, people thought Nintendo was going to die, Lucas. That's what I'm saying. Because they tried to like make these things that were specifically geared toward this like obscure, granted, badly marketed hardware, but those instances in history have just come to prove that elements shouldn't necessarily be something that is focused on. And there have been a lot of good attempts to sort of recreate that kind of angle in recent years. For off the top of my head, one I can think of for sure is It Takes Two, my boy Joseph Ferris and Hazelight Games. Their wonderful game that has come out most recently. That is literally designed to be played with a nobody else, just you and another player. You can play online for sure, but it's a lot better if you're sitting there right next to somebody actively watching and playing the game together.
That's an element that can't be understated, where it's obviously easier to do any type of collaboration when someone is right, within arm's reach, rather than over a Zoom call or over an online gaming connection. I remember that one game we played with the spies that we were
Oh,
seeing two totally different.
Operation Tango.
Yes, we had two totally different like visuals on our screens.
That one's kind of different though, because it
No, that
wouldn't
was
work.
designed that way, but it was
Yeah,
very like hard until we swapped characters and I could see what it was you were seeing and vice versa. Like in terms of just trying to explain what was happening to each other over just audio only, very difficult.
I think that was a very unique example, and I actually thought that was a lot of fun. But it is like it's a different feeling when you're not next to someone. Like you said, it's that was hard to work out. Some puzzles that I feel like shouldn't have been hard were pretty tough to work out in that game for sure. But I don't know. Even in more recent events with COVID and everything and supply shortages, it's like it's hard to even consider like is it even worth trying to design a game around playing it in the same room as other people?
Is it worth? See, here's the thing. I don't know if any like studio would give that the green light, or if they would, if they'd put, you know, like quality
Well, they
people on it.
well they would just have to put an online mode in. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the thing. If you put the online, it's like how much run is that local really gonna get?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only. I mean, that's the only way they do it now, and it's like that's not really getting light of day as much as the other modes. But I don't know. There's something to be said. Like when we get together and we do play Smash, which is rare and far between these days, unfortunately. It's always a good time when I go up to Boston and visit the people in the Somerville area. Evan and I are always throwing hands in we sports basketball, And it's just, like it's fun. You seeing like being there with someone, like competing against them in person is
Mhm.
just, you know,
It's a whole
it's just
different vibe.
it's not the same. I feel like you're more engaged too. Whereas like if we're like, let's say we're playing like 8-person Smash, like all online. It's like if I'm the first person to die, like I'm probably gonna pop on my phone. I'm not gonna be engaged. Like whereas we're all together, if you're out, like you're watching what's happening, you're rooting for
You're doing shit
someone.
talking.
Yeah, no, it's a thing. You're more into it. Whereas it's just like if when you're by yourself, if you're not actively like in it, or there's like a momentary lapse, or we're waiting to respawn or whatever it is, like you're moving on to the next thing. You're checking another screen,
Yeah,
and it's just
exactly.
that disconnect is there. Whereas with locally, that's never the case.
Which also brings up the idea of actually disconnecting when you have dog water internet, which me and you are no stranger to. Granted, I think it's literally happened every time we've streamed as a part of this channel.
Yeah, yeah, even the first time. I think every time. Never with Fortnite though. Fortnite's the only game to be problem free as of right now, out of the like
That's
4
fair.
games we've attempted.
That's fair. We'll need to do Extra Life this fall and play some in-person games and raise some money for the kids. A side note,
Didn't weren't you quoted as saying fuck the kids, Thomas Hubbard?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've
All
raised
right.
hundreds of dollars for the kids, Lucas. I love the kids.
Oh, that was for something. That was for Extra Life. That was for you don't like dancing for those kids.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I love to
This
dance. If you know me, you know I love two things in life other than my lovely fiance. It's gaming and it's dancing.
those you can do with your fiance so that you can have multiple loves at once. You can be playing Dance Dance Revolution with your fiance and just be in heaven.
Oh yeah, I play a lot of local multiplayer with my fiance. We play a lot of Mario Kart. Mario Party's always fun when we have some homies over. It's a lot of fun to get drunk and play Mario Party. This
Hmm.
oh, it's not Super Mario. Mario Party Superstars is what it is called, and that game's spectacular too. You know, just one of the many examples of how local multiplayer is trying to stay relevant these days. You know, it's not gone. It's definitely, I think, gonna always be there. You can't get rid of it completely, or can you? I don't really know, but I think it's gonna be around forever for sure. But it's becoming less and less of a focus, which is what ultimately makes me sad because, like you said, you're gonna have a lot less titles designed for that purpose.
Definitely a contributing factor to the benefit of the local multiplayer is manufacturing drinking games out of it, because no one's trying to play drinking games remotely. If you can like drink like every take a shot every time you land on a red space in Mario Party, or every time you lose a stock in Smash, whatever it is, it's just much better when you're there together. And that's like that's a great pregame event that you could do before a night out on the town. So it has its uses.
There's endless benefits to it, which is why it ultimately makes me sad that there's not as many as there used to be back in the day,
Hmm.
if you will. You know, so is the age of the internet, but there it is encouraging to see games like Mario Party, games like It Takes Two. Nintendo's designed for that. That's literally been their gimmick from their inception, is to create family consoles and games that can bring people together. So Nintendo will do that until the end of time, unless they make another Wii U type blunder. But I don't know. The Switch is revolutionary. They just need to make a better Switch, and that can, like, they can continue selling the Switch they have now for another like 3 years probably, and then Oh, Bilbo says he had 4 friends buy Switches literally in the last week. Yeah, exactly. The Switch sells like hotcakes because it's amazing and you can bring it anywhere, and it's a home console that is designed for games like Mario Party, Mario Kart, Smash. But, maybe one day they'll make another Wii U type blunder if they don't just make a better version of the Switch. It is encouraging to see that Nintendo will always be around doing that. But I'm interested to see how much other publishers and other developers take advantage of this type of game and this type of, I don't know, angle, if you will, in the gaming space.
How many years has the Switch been out now?
The Switch, I believe, came out in, I want to say 2016. Nintendo
Oh yeah,
Switch.
that's a while.
2017. I was close. Switch been around for like 5 years at this point, and it's just going to keep going because it's genius. Now you see things taking inspiration from it, all the like the Steam Deck and some other contraptions that are basically just trying to be the Switch of PC gaming, where you just basically take your PC on the go. Have you seen the Steam Deck?
No.
Oh, dude, Steam Deck is basically a beefed out Nintendo Switch that is your PC on the go. Like you can literally imagine if your Switch played God of War, but at like high resolution and high frame rate. It's also just a
Okay.
portable computer. You can bring it anywhere. But even the Steam Deck, that's what I'm saying. The Steam Deck is not geared to a local multiplayer angle. That is literally so you can play your PC games on the go.
Yeah, so you could just get a laptop and then you can always play on the go.
Yeah, but that's different. But yeah, I'm interested to see if other developers take this approach and take this angle. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think people will continue to make games like this in an increasingly digital world? As we move into VR and the metaverse, that also comes into question about how local multiplayer will be handled in a virtual
Mm.
reality space. Now we're getting into some crazy theory.
I don't think it's looking too promising. I think this is going to be something that more more and more games are just going to be going away from or just not prioritizing.
Do you know what VR chat is? Or I think it's called like Second Life or something is the
Second
game.
Life, that's an old game, isn't it?
That one's old, but VR chat is basically that, but you can like be whatever the hell you want and just like chat with other characters. It's basically like the Fortnite of the VR internet. But what do you think about that? Like, is that going to be considered local multiplayer if, like 20 years down the line, maybe even less time than that, VR blows up and becomes a much more household form of gaming? Because that's like if you think about the future of gaming, bro, like that's where it's gonna wind up eventually.
I guess you could see a surge if VR does take off. We could see some local backup, but
What I'm trying to say is that even considered local? You're technically playing online. You're not in the same room as these people, but you are because you're in a
oh well,
virtual
no, I was
space.
thinking maybe it gets to the point where the technology's so crazy that you could have a bunch of people in the same room, all with their own like headset or whatever it is, and you could just be running around like virtually, like dapping up people like in the room and then on the screen, like.
I'm talking Ready Player One stuff, Lucas.
Oh,
Like,
you're getting crazy. Oh my god, that's so far.
well,
That's
I mean,
crazy
is
talk.
it though? They're already trying to do that with all the metaverse nonsense. That's literally like the Oculus, that is the metaverse. You just essentially put it on and like do different crazy stuff in it. Roblox is the metaverse minus the VR
Well,
headset.
Roblox is not equivalent to Ready Player One.
Yeah, because there's no VR headset built in.
That's not the main difference.
I mean, you can do like any shit in Roblox, bro.
Oh my god.
You can go fight in a war. You can go to the Gucci store and buy some clothes. You can manage a hedge fund. You can do anything in Roblox.
Oh,
And you're interacting with millions of
with
people.
children.
I
That's
mean,
your.
it's not all children. I don't
It's
play
mostly
Roblox,
children.
but yeah, it's mostly children. But what I'm trying to say is, dude, it's like, does it become a local multiplayer setting if you are technically not in the same room as somebody, but you are because you're in a fully virtual space? Like, do you think that is going to be the local multiplayer of the far future once we do hit that like Ready Player One type shit? Because then it's
I
not gonna.
guess
It's
the
all online, but like,
I guess the gaming definition of local could change, and then the answer would be yes. But in terms of like the classic definition, no, I would not consider that
I guess
to qualify.
you're not thinking far enough ahead. You got to
No,
really reach
I'm
out.
I'm not I'm not big braining enough to pick up what you're putting down.
This is the real value of this podcast, folks. Like, we're theory crafting about the metaverse, and imagine being in the metaverse in a VR headset, right? And in the metaverse, you're just like me, you, Trevor, and Billy just meet up in my metaverse house and sit down and play Smash. So we have a VR headset on, and
It's like,
in the
why wouldn't
VR
we
world,
just play Smash? Like, that's so extra.
that's what I'm saying, bro. Are we gonna
That's
get
like
there?
that's
Is
like
is that is that the future of local multiplayer? Is that the only way it survives?
I mean, I
This
see.
is
I don't
the
think
these are the
I don't
really important
think
questions, folks.
I can see VR becoming big time, but I don't think that's going to be the only like viable method of gaming because
Oh no, for sure.
there's still going to be things that just isn't going to work for it. So like Smash, like if you want to play Smash, you could just play Smash normally instead of meeting in your virtual house. I'd rather instead of just like virtually connecting to your virtual house in like a couple of minutes, I'd rather just drive, assuming you're still in Boston, the 3 hours to meet you up there in person and
Oh man.
play that way.
Yeah, I mean, listen, again, you're not big brain in this enough. You're not going far enough in the future. Like,
Oh my
eventually, maybe
god.
we'll all just be permanently in the metaverse. What's gonna happen then?
I mean, by that
Like,
point, I probably won't even be gaming anymore.
maybe, yeah. I mean, I
That's
guess.
so far. Like, that's not even going to be like, we'll probably have some crazy stuff that it's like, nobody's got time for game, and I got to go to my virtual job. I could take a virtual plane there that I can drive.
You put on your VR headset from your house, and then you like walk, you commute in the metaverse to your job.
Imagine if you had like a 20-minute metaverse virtual commute.
Commute.
Like, oh, the servers are slow today. Like, what are we doing?
There's
Where did it
traffic
all
in
go
the
wrong?
metaverse.
Yeah, if there's long wait times, it's just like, what, why?
No, you can get microtransactions to barge through traffic. You
That would
just
be
drive your
so, oh my
metaverse car through
god,
the other
that'd be so
cars.
whack.
They ju-
That'd be crazy. We will have truly hit rock bottom if
they
that
put
if that goes down and you
yeah.
have to buy like just to speed up your connection.
But until then, we'll just keep playing Smash, hopefully in person, until we all get VR headsets and get stuck in the metaverse.
You know what? I'm pretty confident won't be around when VR inevitably kicks off.
What?
NFTs, baby, because they are down 92% since September of last year. And right, fuck those NFTs. I'm very happy that they are reaching the end, and I never had to really learn about them because the whole thing was so stupid.
What
But
see? What are you talking about? NFTs aren't going like anywhere. I hate them, but like, where did you read this stat that NFTs are down?
the wall, dude, the Wall Street Journal. They're on the
What is
decline.
what like? Okay,
Sales,
you
money generated from the sale of NFTs has
NFT
dropped
sales.
92%.
Okay, good. I think it's
Like, you
all
know,
just a rich
that
people
first
circle
big
thing.
NFT, like the first tweet that sold for like 3 million like a year ago?
Yeah,
Like, someone resold it recently and they got like $14,000 for it.
yeah. It's because it's not a monkey on Molly. It's not a picture of a monkey on Molly. It's just a
Oh, so you're
tweet.
saying because that's what the demand is? That's why there's not enough monkey pictures, so therefore the sales are down because people aren't.
It's not one of Logan Paul's Polaroids.
I think I think when we're approaching the irrelevancy stage, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're dumb.
But that's a pretty fat drop off. Like the whole point of people getting into it was like, oh, you could just like make money super quick. And if that's not happening, I don't think people are gonna be sticking around.
No, no, for sure. Unlike local multiplayer, which will hopefully stick around even when we're in the metaverse.
Yeah, even when it's not local anymore. We'll hang out on a virtual couch.
When the definition of local has evolved.
Yeah.
We'll get there someday. But until then, you guys can follow along with us and listen to us as we progress our podcast into the metaverse by keeping up with us at GameChat_Tom Lucas.
Yeah, and we'll have game chat NFTs coming at you real soon.
Oh yeah, that's the whole season 3 break. Actually, folks, we are going to take Game Chat into the metaverse. We're
Yeah,
going to be.
if you want to listen to the podcast, you have to buy
You have to have an
all
Oculus Quest and
yeah.
a Facebook account.
And we only have NFTs a minute a piece, so if you want the whole episode, you're gonna have to buy all 60 or so. So otherwise you can only hear fractions of the podcast. But we think this is a sound business decision.
Oh, for sure, for sure. We'll make it work, 100%. But yeah, until then, keep it locked with us at our Instagram. We're on YouTube. Please subscribe and check those videos out. If you're listening to this podcast on YouTube, what's stopping you from clicking that subscribe button? I see we're getting some views. I see we're generating some traction over there, but subscriber count still remains, a little low, but thank you to those who have subscribed because we love you and we're doing this for you. We're doing it for us because we find it fun, but we're doing it for you.
Yeah. And if you are subscribed, it doesn't hurt to make a couple side accounts. And just
YouTube Smurfs
get those
to
YouTube
follow
bot
us.
subscriptions up.
Don't do that, folks. Don't do that.
Hey man, anything for the brand, baby.
Oh my god. Yeah, we'll try to make streaming happen on Saturday. Maybe we'll stream Tribes of Midgard from our PlayStations. We'll see how that works. Because I know you can make that happen for sure. We'll figure it out. We'll try to figure it out.
This is
Doctor
isn't this month
Strange,
isn't
baby. Doctor
that drop Saturday?
Strange. That drops tonight, technically.
Oh, facts. Well, you'll have to let us know how it is. I think I'm doing Mother's Day Saturday. So
Yeah, Mother's Day is also this weekend. Shout out Eileen. I love you, Mom. Shout out to all the mothers out there for birthing all the people in the world.
shout out Eileen's cool bubble not a bubble spinner toy that she got at PAX and within 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, you guys got to check this out. We'll toss the video in the B-roll. But dear Lord, she was obsessed with that thing. All the
As was
things are
everyone else.
all the flashing giant things around her, and all she could focus on was the bubble thing. It was very weird.
Well, we'll let the people judge for themselves when we supply said footage. But
Absolutely.
yeah, until
Yeah.
next time,
It's been real.
that's what we'll leave them with.
Keep it locked. Remember, we got 2 more episodes after this, and we're going to be taking a break. But we'll give you guys more info about it as we further develop the logistics for that plan. Until then, like, subscribe, share, follow, and be friendly out there.
Yes, friendship is what it's all about.